Elton Jones, the Reverend Charlie Kilpatrick is my father. I am the oldest.
Six.
My grandfather is John Kilpatrick. My aunts are Sally, Ella, and Jimmy.
Apparently.
And Pearlie. I'm very glad to be with you all today. Sorry I can't come, but have fun and know that Jesus will.
Tell them how old you are now.
I am 90 years old. I'm the oldest of the children, thanking God for being here.
Any particular stories you remember about your daddy that you like to tell the people?
My father traveled. He was a pastor, and he had churches in Mobile, and he'd leave on a Friday, and he wouldn't come home till Monday. And my father would whoop us, and when he whooped us, he hit the floor, and it looked like the floor would jump up and hit you. And we would holler and scream. My mother said, "Give me that switch." You think the children won't love you because you whoop them. And she would take the switch and whoop them. So when the fair came, they had a state fair. It was in Jackson. My mother went to the fair. And when he come back, well, he'd gone to his church, and when he come back from his church, my mother wasn't back. And he said, "Where your mother?" We said, "She gone to the fair." And he left that week. And then he come back that weekend. They were gone to the fair like 2 weeks. And when he come back the next time, she wasn't there. He said, "Where's your mother?" We said, "She haven't come home yet." He said, "Well, I got to see about this for not being here with you children." And we said, "What you gonna do to her?" He said, "I'm gonna whoop her." So we children were glad that he was gonna whoop her because she always whooped us. So when the train come and he was gonna whoop her, he grabbed and hugged her and kissed her. "Oh, I'm so glad to see you, baby." And the children was all mad because we wanted him to whoop her. Yeah, my father was a good father to us. When he come in, he come to, I can remember him coming to school. We'd be in school and then we'd see him standing in the doorway. He would never let us know when he was coming. And before he was a preacher, he was a baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a catcher. And when he would be short of a first baseman, he would go to the first base. And I remember when he used to run bases. And truly, I remember my father when he used to have a bicycle and he had a cleaners. And he used his bicycle to go pick up his clothes. Go pick up the cleaners and deliver the cleaners. So I remember my father from a long time. I was 12 years old when he passed.
So your father seems that he ran a cleaners. He was a pastor? Did he have a restaurant too?
Yeah, we had a restaurant. And in the restaurant, cleaners, and a barber shop was there.
Barber shop.
And they shine the men's shoes. You get your shoes shined. And like on the weekend and through the week, you'd have breakfast early in the morning, then dinner's at 12 o'clock, and then in the evening at 6 o'clock, that would be the last meal. And they close up. So I remember my father very, very well.
Did you remember that story about the problem he had with that white man messing with grandma?
Yeah. This white man, my mother, they got more customers than he got. And he was mad because
people wanted to eat at a restaurant.
He didn't want them white coming over to the black restaurant. And he cussed my mother. And that was something he shouldn't have did. So when my father came home, he went over and rang his bell and wanted to know why did he cuss his wife. And he told him what he do to his wife and to him. Of course, you don't know nothing about 2x4.
Yes, I do.
But they had them like in posters from here to here, and they would sit on them. And my father reached and grabbed that 2x4 and packed him side the head with it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they took him to jail.
Oh, yeah.
And when the police come to pick him up, he said, you gonna put handcuffs on me? Well, they're not gonna stay on me, because I know how to take them off. Now, if you want me to go to jail, you tell me to get in the back of the car and sit, and I'll get back there and sit. But you're not gonna put no handcuffs on me.
So
and they went to jail. They went to jail, and my mother got John Lee, my cousin, and Sally's son, Bump, they called him. They took her to New Augusta, and they had to pay to get him out. But he's a white man. And when he died, they all respected him, because he never took no jump off for him.
Yeah, I can remember hearing that story growing up. Yeah, yes indeed. And I understand, didn't your dad also, when he had a store that sold candy, it was a candy store, he used to take you out to the candy store?
That candy store and all that was there.
Oh, all in the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get to know any of your aunts real good?
My Aunt Sally, I knew all my aunts real good. My Aunt Sally, my Aunt Edna, and my Aunt Jimmy. Now, Aunt Jimmy lived in a different town, but Aunt Sally and Aunt Edna, Aunt Edna stayed like, say, about 8 miles from her. But Aunt Sally was like 15 or 20 minutes walk.
Oh, they're in Beaumont?
Yeah.
Out in Beaumont?
Yeah. Aunt Sally stayed in Beaumont, and Aunt Edna stayed in Beaumont. But she was just on the edge, see.
Right.
Her husband was a fisherman.
Oh, okay.
And Uncle Charlie didn't do nothing but fish.
Uncle Charlie, that was his name?
Yeah.
Was he a boatman too?
He was a boatman too. And then that was Aunt Edna's husband.
Oh, okay.
Aunt Sally was married to a man, his name was John Bolton.
Yeah, that Bolton was a pretty popular name down there.
Yeah, right. Bolton. If they said they were the city.
They were the city.
They thought they owned Beaumont.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. Do you remember anything about your daddy's church down there, or did he preach around the whole county or something like that?
My daddy, he had a little church in I can't remember what the name of this little town was. It was the first little church they called it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in a 10-time steel. This is something y'all don't know nothing about, 10-time steel.
Mm-hmm.
10-time is from pine trees. And they cut the tree here, and then put a pail here.
Oh, turpentine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They come out of pine trees.
Oh, okay.
When you was in Mississippi, you seen them pine trees.
A whole bunch of them.
That's where they get the 7-time from.
Mm-hmm.
And then this church called them. This little church called them. And then this big church called them in Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he would never give up this little church because that was his start.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, so he was loyal to that church.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember going to the churches. I remember going with my father to the Sunday school.
Do you remember any church incidences that happened that stand out in your mind?
No.
No, don't remember any.
I used to go with my father to the convention,
Mm-hmm.
the state convention. And I was the secretary of the Sunday school. And Mr. Robert Ezel was the superintendent. And my father would take me to the convention with him. And when we get to the convention, wherever he stayed, that's where I would have to stay. But then when we get to the convention, I would have to keep up with Mr. Robert Ezel.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he was an officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he had work to do in the convention, see?
Right. He had work to do. Mm-hmm.
But so then that made me have to stay with the superintendent, see?
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Was convention always somewhere around there in Perry County?
No, it was the state convention.
Oh, it's all throughout the state.
A Sunday school convention, you know? And it moved from Jackson to Laurel, all
so you went
around.
all the different little cities.
Gulfport, so you go to all the states, you know?
Mm-hmm. All the different cities.
You're right.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So you got to eat good during that time, didn't you?
I always ate good.
You always some kind of fish dinner or something going on.
We always had something. We always had plenty of food.
Mm-hmm. Now, was your daddy a tall man, a slim man, a big husky man?
My daddy couldn't do an ordinary door.
Ordinary door?
He had to bow.
Oh, he did. He could. Oh, he was tall then.
Yeah, tall, skinny fellow.
Oh, okay. See, we don't have too many pictures of him, so we were just trying to get an image of him.
But he's tall, real tall, skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't a farmer.
No.
By no means.
Always wore a suit.
He always had a suit on.
Mm-hmm.
My mother said, when I came here, my aunt was darning her husband's pants, her husband's socks.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I came in, she was passing his pants. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm darning my husband's socks and passing my pants. I said, She said, do you know how to do that? And I said, yeah. I said, but you know what? My mother taught me how. Because she said, you're going to have children.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn how to darn socks.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't darn your husband's socks. Let him buy him new socks.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, we knew how to do some of everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna, and she said, she married my husband, my daddy, because she was not going to pass pants. And she wasn't going to be darning no socks and washing no overalls.
Washing overalls.
Yeah.
So she was a very man that wore a suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the funny things that I heard was she also married him because he promised to take her to live in St. Louis. Did you hear about that?
He promised to take her to live in St. Louis. But why she didn't go to St. Louis?
I don't know.
Because she loved her daddy.
Oh, damn. So she stayed around with her daddy, and that's why she didn't go to St. Louis. Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah. She when it come time for her to go to St. Louis, even after he got to be a pastor down there.
Mm-hmm.
Some pastor here in Chicago died.
Mm-hmm.
And this man that's, I can't think of his name now. He come down that Saturday gospel singing. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
That lives up here in Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
I know who you talking about. He sung those popular gospel songs. I know you talking. I can't think of his name right now.
He's the one made gospel.
Right. Thomas Dorsey.
Huh?
Dorsey.
Yeah.
Thomas Dorsey. That's who you talking about.
So he would come down south
Mm-hmm.
and keep some gospel singing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they sung Do Re Mi Sol.
Mm-hmm.
And he heard my father preaching. And some pastor died in Chicago. And they sent for my father to come for a test preaching. And my father came to Chicago and did test preaching. That was when I was 9 years old.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
And they accepted him.
Mm-hmm.
My father bought my mother a coat. And he bought all the children coats when he come back home.
Mm-hmm.
Coats and heavy shoes, that is for us to travel with.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother wasn't going where she couldn't
Be with her daddy.
her daddy. She couldn't see her daddy within a day. She couldn't leave her daddy.
Is that right? I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how she felt about him. I know she was closest to him, but I didn't know that's how she felt. Did all her other sisters leave home though? And Della was already gone.
And ain't Della and ain't Linda left home.
Right.
And they had Rena left. But see, those three old girls went to Spelman.
Uh-huh.
They went to Spelman.
Oh, they went to Spelman in Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ain't Charlotte, ain't Lula,
Mm-hmm.
ain't Edwina.
Uh-huh.
They-
Oh, Evelyn. Was her name Evelyn too?
No, Evelyn.
Oh, Rena. Rena.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't Evelyn is younger than my mother.
Oh, she is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember that order, but I know that Lula, Charlotte, Rena, B, Adela, Evelyn, and then there's Neil and Cornelius.
Yeah.
Or is it Neil and Cornelius the same person? I can't remember. I know it's two boys and like 6 girls.
Oh, yeah.
But okay. That's certainly
But
interesting.
see, when my mother and when my grandmother and my grandfather separated, that left my mother at home the oldest one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how she got close to her dad, because she was left at home.
Right.
The oldest,
Daughter.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was Aunt Evelyn, Aunt Della, and Aunt Rena.
Right. And Aunt B.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because Aunt Linus, she was up here when you got up here, wasn't she?
Aunt Linus came here when I was around 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Aunt Lula, she lived in New York.
Right.
And she was a dietitian.
Mm-hmm.
Cook. And she got that from Spelman.
Oh, okay. Boy, that's a lot of history right there, Aunt Evelyn. There's a whole lot of history. I'm sure the people out there certainly appreciate you spending your time today, giving them a little background on some of their history. Because, you know, it's very hard to keep this in place. Well, actually, technology makes it easier for us to retain a little bit of it.
And now Aunt Charlotte was married to Trail folks, but they lived in the same town where we stayed in, but they lived like out. And she had Dorothy, Arlene, Eva, and everybody know Eddie. In a relation, go Eddie knows everybody. And Harold. After that, I don't remember any of the children. I remember Celestine. I think Celestine was born the same year Clementine was born.
Oh, was she? Okay. All right.
But Uncle Jim, that was my grandpa's brother. Now he had a lot of children. You remember Louise come here. There was a lot of them. The children, Bert, Johnny, Jane, Leo, Lucille, and Louise was telling them.
Okay. Now, you don't remember your grandmama's name, do you? Grandmother Kilpatrick.
Geneva.
It was Geneva?
Yeah.
Do you remember her last name?
No, because
she was Kilpatrick.
She died when Aunt Pally was born.
Oh, yeah?
And the only thing I ever remember seeing about my grandma Geneva was a picture. And the picture was, I never seen her face. She sitting just like I'm sitting here. And she had her hair combed and it was hanging down below her knees.
Oh, yeah? She had long hair, huh?
And it's all this hair hanging around her. And that's the only picture I ever remember seeing her of her.
Wow. Yeah, we trying to figure out what her last name was.
I don't know.
Nobody. Well, we'll figure out one of these years what it is. Maybe enough people will hear the tape and then somebody else already knows.
Maybe when I ain't started the grandchildren may be able to tell you what her last name was.
Do you know much about the Campbells? You know anything about the Campbells?
The Campbells? Floyd? Floyd used to be my chaperone.
Oh, yeah?
In the country, they have box steppers. Well, if y'all don't know nothing about that.
No.
They have shoe boxes and fix the boxes. And take paper and decorate them. And sometimes you have an apron. And they sell the boxes. And whoever box you buy, that's who would eat with you. And this would be at the school.
Right.
And, you know, always little girls got some little boyfriends they want to eat with. And always Floyd would buy my box.
To keep you from eating with somebody else, huh? Now that's funny. That's a funny tradition.
And then when Floyd got married, this is the funny thing. When Floyd got married, he married a girl named Billy. And we go to the Gulf of Mexico, over Waveland to a picnic.
Right.
and Florida, and little Jim was like this. Well, I would follow Florida when I would go to the picnic.
Right.
So when he got married, then he had his wife with him. And she's, Florida and little Jim were going in swimming. She said, you can't go with them men swimming. Well, I've been going swimming with them all my life. I don't know nobody else to go swimming with but these men. So she said, you have to stay here with me. So I said, me and her ugly baby. You know that's how little girls.
Right. And you were upset to know that he had got married, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took your boyfriend.
Billy and her ugly baby. Now you know that baby boy does little girl. But you know little girl is grown. Right. Be grown.
Right.
Billy and her ugly baby. I got to stay here.
Now, do you remember what that baby's name was?
No, I don't remember what that baby's name was.
Okay.
But he's dead. He's been dead about 5 years. Now, our Billy just died this year in January. She lived a long time.
Yeah.
But Floyd been gone a long time.
All right. So can you think of anything else to say, Evelyn? Can you think of anything else you want to say to the people?
I want to tell them to have a good time and enjoy yourself. And I thank God for every one of them.
All right. Okay, we shut it down now.
I am Helen J. Jewel Kilpatrick Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm the third child of my mother and father, Clement T. Kilpatrick and Charlie Kilpatrick. I was born May the 4th, 1920. I am 88 years old. Praise God, hallelujah. And it is a blessed thing to be able to celebrate this blessed anniversary. I know that I won't be able to come together with the youngsters. But I thank God that I'm here and I have the memories of a blessed mother and father